Hi everybody, this is Oleg. Welcome to Oregon Preparedness. I'm back in my studio, my car, back on the road, but I wanted to talk to you about a couple of ideas I have today, and those ideas are about a car. I'm a car enthusiast. In addition of being a prepper, I love cars. I could talk about cars until I'm blue in the face. And of course, I love all kinds of cars. High performance cars, exotic cars, all those fast and beautiful and sexy cars. Of course, I like useful cars, pickups as well. I mean, there's not many cars that I don't like. They all have their purpose. But today I wanted to talk about domestic cars versus foreign for an SHTF scenario. In my opinion, each car, domestic or foreign, each has its own merits and benefits. We'll start with domestic. Some of the positives for the domestic car is dealer network. If you have just common Ford or GM or Chrysler product, there's a dealer in every town, in every city, everywhere. So if you ever break down and you don't know how to fix the car, even in SHTF scenario, chances are some dealers will be still open. Benefit number 2, prices of parts and labor. Also depends what you compare it to, but it's still cheaper than most foreign cars when it comes to parts and how much dealers charge to fix your car. Reason number 3, availability of those parts. Parts, for most parts, they're made here in the United States. If they're not here, the warehouses are full of them, and getting a part for a domestic car could be a problem too sometimes, but in most cases much simpler and easier than for a foreigner car. Additionally, junkyards, there's usually more domestic cars simply because there are more of them to begin with. So you could get those parts of the old junk cars yourself, basically for pennies, if you are mechanically minded, that is. Now let's look at the foreign cars. Some foreign cars are much nicer than American-made cars. To name a few are, luxury brands like Mercedes-Benz or Range Rover. They're beautifully made, but they are not reliable cars. Number 1, it'll cost you a ton of money to keep them maintained. Number 2, after the warranty expires, many of those cars are just nightmares with their electronics or even mechanical problems. I've owned over the years, 3 BMWs, 1 Mercedes, several different Japanese cars, and foreign cars like European cars, they're beautiful, they're nicely built, the build quality is there, the interior, but they are not reliable. So I would scratch them off if you want to keep one of those for SHTF scenario. Number two, foreign cars, less dealers, not as good of a network. Just going back on the list for domestic cars, just the opposite. Prices of parts and prices of labor, availability for parts. I remember one time I needed a part for my M3 and I ordered it through dealer. I could not find used part anywhere. I was waiting 2 months. I don't know, I think they had to ship it from Germany. So not good situation, you know, especially if you're in SHTF and you need to go somewhere. Last thing you want to do is wait 2 months. Another reason, this was European cars. When it comes to Japanese cars, they're much better in quality, you know. Also, many of them are made here in the United States. Of course, that is also true for some European cars, you know. Some Mercedeses are made here in Alabama, BMWs in South Carolina. There might be some other ones, but I know these two for sure. So Japanese cars typically are more reliable, more dealers, parts and labor prices somewhere between European cars and American made cars. They're right in between. You know, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, there are of course many reliable cars, but as this very car that I'm driving right now, this is Toyota Prius, has proved to be one of the best cars, period. Right now I have on this car 452,000 miles. Yes, I do have second engine in it, as I mentioned before, but that was my fault. Did not replace water pump on time, therefore I ended up replacing whole engine. Although that engine at 350,000 miles was still whispering, was working perfect. Additionally, this is a hybrid, so the hybrid battery in this car is still original after almost 500,000 miles. So, you know, not doing any special advertisement for Toyota, but I would say while Toyotas, especially Priuses, are not most best looking cars or sexiest looking cars, they're definitely one of the most reliable cars, if not the most reliable cars, and the ones that not gonna drain your pocket while you are owning one. So there you have it. That's my take on domestic versus foreign. You know, I must mention, and many of you probably are aware of that, domestic cars have become a lot better in quality in the past couple of decades. They used to be a lot worse. So I think if you maintain one, in my opinion, aside from Toyota, domestic car is probably better choice for SHTF mobile for aforementioned reasons. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next upload. Bye bye.